we are back, and we are talking about senior care, which is kind of a fun
the
subject.
name of the show, actually, right?
I love it. Yeah. There's a good idea. Exactly. But I was asking you about the difference between supportive home health
Sure.
and medical home health.
I'll try to summarize that. More home health is like I was meaning, like skilled things we talked about. Like Carrie said, they need physical therapy, they need occupational therapy, they need speech, they need something that's really task-oriented, skilled, that they're going to go in and perform that and leave. Now, when someone's there in the home and if they don't have a supportive network in place, they need companies like Right at Home, where they need aides and CNAs to come in and help them get around throughout the day, being anything from food to transfer to doctor's appointments to whatever. So that's supportive care. And the supportive care side is not Medicare. So families are paying for that out of their own pockets, private pay, or long-term care insurance policies, things like that.
Okay, and then the third, bringing it back to the Cypress, independent living, and you offer sort of a tiered way to age.
We do. And a lot of other communities besides the Cypress are called, the three-step communities. We're a little different than that because we don't actually have assisted living in a separate, area of the
Carrie
Cypress.
likes the country club look, though.
I know, and it does, and that was the whole point.
Just take the show back there. I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, I kind of like it.
Forget this right at home.
But we do offer assistance in living, but it's in your home, and that's keeping people home longer. And if you're married, it's nice that you can stay with your spouse and have the care that you need rather than leave your spouse and go to assisted living if you just need help bathing and getting dressed.
Do you have an average age that people make the transition from, where you grew up in your home to, I'm just sort of ready to make a shift?
Well, our average age of new folks moving into the Cypress, believe it or not, is 73.
Really?
Yeah, but the average age of our total our total members is more around 78. We've got a lot of 90 and 100-year-olds.
But that seems to be the norm now rather than the exception.
Well, I think for the Cypress and for any continuing care community, I believe most of us, I'm 67, and most of us have had parents or are familiar with continuing care communities.
Right.
When all these folks moved to the Cypress, back in 1992, it was new.
Cutting edge.
They thought, oh, well, we're really being brave, because our kids think this is an old folks' home, that kind of thing.
You're like, oh, heck no.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely has a country club atmosphere. But our age, we're familiar with it. It's not a big deal. So for us, it's a great lifestyle.
I mean, I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And have you gotten to drive around there?
Yes.
So you saw the houses and you actually checked it all out?
It's this nice little community.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
It's over 100 acres, so it's spread out and
a good
offers a little bit of
investment back in the
everything.
Yeah, it is.
So now you guys are renovating, adding on, right?
Ooh.
Getting ready to on the skilled nursing,
Look,
like a
she's
memory?
like,
Well, yes, we
I
added.
heard rumors.
We had a wing as part of the skilled care center that was for assisted living.
Okay.
But many, many years ago, obviously that wasn't working out. So that's how we developed our home health program. It is now all private rooms with showers and whatnot for folks who are on Medicare because they can have occupational therapy and physical therapy in their room. And so that's what that wing is going to be used for.
How is the medical piece determined? In other words, you come in after discharge, because a discharge planner has done that.
You learn that
There you
today.
go.
A doctor's order. And then I call you and you're in there. At what point in time is the evaluation made that you don't need that any further? Is that what your staff basically does?
Yes.
Oh, look, no, you both are like, oh, I know this.
I got that one.
I got it.
What we do, it can be short. Somebody just came out with a knee replacement. We want to get them our physical therapists, and you want the wound care too because they've got a scar there. It's got to be dressed, so we'll send a nurse out, and it might only last a couple of visits until they're strong enough to go into an outpatient center. So we're trying to get them strong enough to go to an outpatient center. It also can last a full 60 days. And then at that point in time, the patient has to be recertified as to whether they still need home health. And that's a very simple process get in touch with the doctor.
Is it different for every patient, whether you come once a week, every day, every other day? I mean, is there a
Doctor's
protocol?
orders, isn't it? Based on doctor's orders?
No, it can be. And some doctors are very specific exactly what they want. I've seen that with wound care.
Okay.
However, with others,
It's a little more flexible?
it just depends on the patient.
Okay.
It's just whatever they need.
And you're tracking the outcomes. I mean,
Well-
they're constantly
Oh,
watching
there you
for.
go.
That's what I
Yeah,
was thinking.
our nurses will evaluate them and get back with the doctor and put forth a care plan for the patient.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what we do.
Well, and I think Medicare, at least at the Cypress, Medicare requires that we report every 2 weeks
Okay.
to Medicare as to how the person is doing. And if that member, as long as that member is improving, then Medicare is going to continue to pay
Right.
for it.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's, yeah. And that I've just learned through my parents who lived at the
Okay.
Cypress. That's the only, I've learned a lot about the different levels of care and whatnot through them just because of what they've needed in their lives.
What are the requirements for your group to work with you in the medical home health care side?
As far as
Like
requirements.
if nursing,
Yeah, we've got nursing, physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists.
that are
so-
all certified and licensed?
Oh,
all-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really what I was asking.
Yes.
So this is a group of professionals that are pretty well trained.
Yeah, they're definitely on the clinical side.
Mm-hmm.
Like Greg, they do more of the.
Supportive.
Yeah.
You like that word now, don't you? Yeah.
I learned something new today.
I know, but that's the whole point,
Yeah.
right? If we all
That's
are in
right.
this area in
Oh,
one
yeah.
way or the other,
Yeah.
and we all come out with information, wow.
And work together every day. Well, guess what? We're out of time.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
I'm sorry. Carrie, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Nonna, thank you.
Thank you. This was
This
And
was
always
fun.
great to see you
It's
again.
so good to see you.
And thank you all for joining us here on the Senior Network, where senior care experts come together. We'll see you the next time.